Welcome back to Beyond Boundaries. This is our first home test series since the traumatic whitewash against New Zealand, and India is looking fresh from every angle. New faces, new roles, new energy, and you can feel it already, right? Since that whitewash, the selection committee itself has had a new look. Two members of the senior men's committee are already on their way out, but Ajit Agarkar is likely to get an extension till 2026. Add to that a new captain, a young side after the retirements of Rohit, Kohli, Ashwin, Pujara. The West Indies series isn't just another couple of tests, right? It's the start of our home test run in the WTC 2027 cycle. And more importantly, it's the prep ground for facing the reigning World Test champions at home later this year. So let's break down the biggest talking points from the squad announcement for this two test match series. Firstly, the batting. The batting lineup looks almost the same, right? But actually, there are huge changes when I looked at the squad. Karun Nair, Abhimanyu Easwaran, they are missing. Devdutt Padikkal gets a go. Sarfraz Khan, who was being looked at for a while, is suddenly nowhere to be seen. Then there is Shreyas Iyer. He mailed the BCCI asking for a 6-month break from red ball cricket right after the West Indies squad was announced. And then Ishan Kishan and Ruturaj Gaikwad have been ignored yet again. And out of nowhere, N. Jagadisan is now a mainstay in the squad. And then KL Rahul, he played a crucial knock in Lucknow, 176 of 210, to script a comeback in the second innings where India crossed a mammoth 412 against the Australia A. Sai Sudarshan seems to be getting back for a long run. Dhruv Jurel carried the momentum and took India home in the same match. So, how do you think this whole selection has been approached, and what would be the ideal batting order for the West Indies series?
Yeah, well, if you ask me for the batting order, I think it would pretty much mimic what we saw in England. It starts with KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal. I don't think they are going to be dropped for any reason. And I think Sai Sudarshan has kept his place in the squad. I'm very happy about it. And especially playing at Ahmedabad, where he plays most of his IPL, I think he would gather confidence and put on a better performance. And in the recently concluded unofficial test as well, he scored 100 in the run chase of 412. I think it should give him a lot of confidence for him to do well in his test career going forward. While talking about the others, I don't think there was going to be much changes. I think Gill will retain his number 4 spot being the captain and had a great tour to England. Again, at number 5, we would be having Dhruv Jurel because Dhruv Jurel has also highlighted his credentials of being the second choice option after Rishabh Pant. And since now Rishabh Pant is not there with us, I think he'll be the first choice. And it's going to be a series where he can establish himself more as a batter than as a keeper option. Otherwise, I think the top 5 is pretty much settled, and it should just continue with Jadeja and Washington Sundar coming up. And I think we can talk about it more when we talk of the all-rounders. And one thing I would like to talk about is I feel very bad for Abhimanyu Easwaran. Tons and tons of runs and performance after performance in domestic cricket. I think he's not getting the recognition that he needs. Sadly, because he is not part of an IPL side, he doesn't have the PR to push him into the Test 11. This is happening in Indian cricket very sadly because I should also talk about another player like Mukesh Kumar. When he was first selected into the Indian team, he was not in any IPL team. Once Delhi Capitals picked him, he got a chance in the Indian side in
Indian
T20s and
series.
ODIs. I think that is a sad state of affairs in Indian cricket. So I really feel bad for Ishwaran. And as far as Karun Nair is concerned, I already said in the previous video that I think all the doors are closed for him because the selectors expected too much from him after his domestic season. So I think it's pretty much done, and they're going for the next generation of players.
Karun Nair's time is come and gone. He should have at least scored 100 in such a batting dominated series to seal his place. If he had scored one, I would like to think he would have got a long run because he would have scored against the West Indies for sure. But moving on, and I think it's fair enough, he will also not have a cause to complain too much. He got 4 test matches. Sai Sudarshan retains his place, and I think he's done enough, just enough, and he's got age on his side. And I'm pretty sure he'll seal a spot in the home run which we have coming up now. The one thing which I am kind of happy about is that Dhruv Jurel will now get a run and an opportunity, I think, to bat at 5 to really seal his place. I have a lot of time for Dhruv Jurel. I think he's a generational talent, not just because of how talented he is as a keeper and a batsman. His temperament is what sets him apart, in my view. He's just got that X factor. So he should be persisted with. And my opinion is that he should be persisted with even when Pant is back. He should be played in the 11 even as a specialist batter because you don't get such talent often. The surprising bit for me was, and not that Jadeja wasn't supposed to play in the team, but the fact that he was made the vice captain.
Hmm.
Vice captainship just seems like a consolation prize in Indian cricket. They just rotate it based on what is convenient. And I think for Jadeja, he's probably in the last couple of years of his test career. So he'll be given this opportunity. Not that I'm complaining, but it seems a bit odd that a vice captainship of an Indian test team is being given out like that. My wish would be that they play on better pitches than the last time they played at home.
Yeah.
I don't want them to make rank turners, especially against West Indies. Make sporting pitches so that our batsmen can play to our potential. We'll win anyways. If the weather doesn't interrupt the test matches,
Yeah.
we'll probably win this one 2-0. I just hope our batsmen are given a little bit of opportunity to sort of play themselves into form with a long domestic season coming up.
And talking about Karun Nair complaining, right? He recently told that his 50 at the Oval was equal to 100. And another worry I had after listening to Harsha Bogle's analysis was I feel Shubman Gill should not have been forced into the T20 squad. I feel, after being a captain and after returning to form in England, I think he should have stuck to red ball and he should have focused on red ball cricket and been a captain here. But yeah, other than these two, I think the rest of the batting looks good.
See, actually, Indian cricket wants a poster boy every time. So they started with Tendulkar, then they came to Kohli, and now they want Gill. They want a poster boy every time. So that's why they're pushing Gill into the T20 format, which
That's
even he doesn't
absolutely
want.
right. Absolutely right. And it's a bit unfortunate, as you said, but I think this is more commercial than cricketing logic.
Correct.
Coming to Nitish Kumar Reddy and Bumrah, right? Another player who has been given a long rope is Nitish Kumar Reddy. Honestly, I don't know how he is going to fit into the 11, especially in these spin tracks in India. He hasn't been that effective with the ball. All of us know that. And with him being preferred, is this the end of the road for Shardul Thakur? That's another question to consider. And playing Nitish Kumar Reddy and Bumrah as the two pacers almost confirms that India is going to offer a spin-friendly turfs. We wish that they don't provide rank turners, but yes, it's pretty much sure that they're going to give spin-friendly turfs. And then comes the Bumrah debate, right? For me, the worry with Bumrah is his body. If he gets injured against him, he'll make himself unavailable against the big fishes. I agree that he should play all the matches, but I feel that he should play all the matches against England, against Australia, against South Africa, and against the New Zealand of the world. Resting him for the marquee series and then playing him for irrelevant tournaments like Asia Cup or a West Indies series is just like peak foolishness for me. Given all this, how do you see the space setup and the thinking behind it?
Yeah, I think India will go with two pacers in this game. They won't go anything more than that. I don't think Nitish Kumar Reddy is going to find a place in the 11. They will go with at least four spinners with Jaddu, Sundar, Axar, and Kuldeep. Kuldeep should find a place in this lineup this time. India are doing pretty much injustice to him. He has done very well for us in Test cricket, so he must find a place. And I don't think they are going to drop Bumrah. They will have Bumrah in the lineup along with Mohammad Siraj, who has done so well in England. He deserves his place again. This is how the attack will look. And as far as the pitches are concerned, I think India will not take the risk of putting rank turners once again because they suffered too much against New Zealand. They will bring back the pitches which suited them earlier in the championship cycle of 23 to 25.
Yes.
And they will make West Indies pay. And also there is a good news for India as well. There is no Shamar Joseph for the West Indies. It would be even more advantageous for our batsmen as well to play and also for our bowlers to control their batsmen. I think they are not in the best of form. We have seen West Indies losing so badly to Australia not so long ago. These are all positive and promising signs for India to go up 2-0 in this series.
I have a sneaky feeling that Bumrah might not play the first test match simply because there are only 3 days between the Asia Cup final tonight, which he'll play for sure, and there will be a travel day, etc. So I have this feeling that he might not play the first test match. He should, but he might not. Yeah, I think we are going to play two seamers here. And because we've got all rounders, we can compensate for three spin come batting all rounders. Again, my favorite topic, Kuldeep. I don't know when will Kuldeep ever get to play. If he doesn't play on helpful pitches in India and he doesn't play on seaming pitches abroad, his test career is slipping by, which is a big shame because India is missing out on the peak part of a Chinaman's career just because they can't get their balance right. And it's not like they are winning every test match. It's a conundrum which they are paid highly enough to sort out. Kuldeep should be a given in our test match side, and the remaining 10 I mean, obviously the captain has to be picked. They should pick the remaining attack based on him.
True.
That the fact that they are not even considering that, I have a sneaky feeling that he will miss out on these two test matches and he might play against the South Africans.
Hmm.
I want to be pleasantly surprised. Hopefully, I am, but it doesn't look like that they'll unleash Kuldeep on the West Indians.
And then this time we've got Axar Patel along with Jadeja and Washington Sundar as a spin bowling all-round options. Jadeja is definitely playing, right? He's the vice-captain. But Agarkar confirmed that BCCI is looking at Rishabh Pant as a long-term vice-captain in red ball cricket. So who actually partners Jadeja? Is it Sundar or is it Axar? Or do both of them play? And coming to the rest of the bowling attack, right? As you all said, if Kuldeep Yadav doesn't get a go even now, it's genuinely sad. It's like he's always on the flight to every series just to warm the bench and fetch water. And then, what about Akashdeep, right? After a phenomenal England tour, he's missed out from the squad. Mohammad Shami is also missing despite his return in the Duleep Trophy. Meanwhile, Prasidh Krishna has got a go despite a lackluster England series with an economy of almost 5 and an average of 37. So, how is this all-rounder plus bowling combination really shaping up?
Even if you do not give a vice captaincy tag to Ravindra Jadeja, he has to be in the squad for his performances in England.
Yeah.
He has done phenomenally well with the bat and the ball. He has rescued us in the Manchester Test, and it's been a really good performance from him throughout the series. Talking about Akashdeep, I already said that we won't need much fast bowlers in this series because we're
Yeah.
playing in India on spin friendly conditions. So dropping Akashdeep is pretty much a given. And also Prasidh Krishna, you don't need again another pacer again. See, I just said two pacers are enough, Bumrah and Siraj.
Siraj.
If needed, rest Bumrah and bring Prasidh Krishna. Just
True.
give him that one last chance so that he can prove. Again, Ahmedabad. Again, the place where he plays his IPL cricket. Maybe if he gets a chance in this test match, it's a really good thing. I think he can just try to gain a little bit of confidence from the pitches he knows really well.
But I think that's where my opinion is. I think Prasidh Krishna might play the first test match because of the travel involved and very few days between the Asia Cup final and the first test match. But Bumrah will come in for the second test match. They'll play two fast bowlers for both the test matches, with Prasidh playing the first and Bumrah playing the second. I think I expressed my concern around the bank of fast bowlers, which we seem to have about 2.5 years ago, and now suddenly it looks like almost all of them are either injured or giving away too many runs. Like, I have no confidence in Harshit Rana, really. He's neither one thing nor the other. He's not a wicket taking bowler. At least Prasidh Krishna takes wickets consistently. Akashdeep is injured. Bumrah is always on the edge, whether he's playing or not. So, realistically speaking, we don't have 4 or 5 ready fast bowlers, at least right now, who are fit and we can pick 2 or 3 from them automatically. So, regardless of what happens in the next two test matches, we should think about when we start traveling abroad as to who our 4 or 5 fast bowlers are going to be, whether it's at NCAA or whether they are giving them that time to monitor their fitness themselves, what's their ramping up plan, I don't know, but somebody's got to take care of that. This series, we'll be fine with the bank of spin bowling all rounders which we have. Our batting is kind of in form. A few hiccups like Pant not being there and Bumrah not being super fit, we can easily overcome here. But as Nimal has pointed out, South Africa would be a much sterner test than West Indies. But I think we should be careful of what we sort of
Yeah.
predict right now, because I think we said the same thing before the New Zealand series and see
Series.
what happened there. Hopefully, this time we have an easy 2-0 victory. That's just the least we expect. We don't want to be missing out on another WTC final.
So yeah, this squad has thrown up plenty of storylines, new faces, surprising omissions, a lot of bold calls. The West Indies series may look like a warm-up on paper, but it's actually the stage where India's next red ball chapter begins. So we'll share our own predicted 11 in the comments, but I want to know yours too. Who makes the batting lineup? Which all-rounders do you pick? And how do you set up this bowling attack? Drop your thoughts below. And this was Beyond Boundaries. You were listening to Cricket. Thank you.